And this video is all about teaching you how to set up and to run a market display, or perhaps in an expo, or what we might call school fete. So really, something like this, I just look for anywhere that there will be a crowd of people that I can get in front of with a simple small table to show my products, and to potentially look for people to say yes to the free products through booking a party. Now, I will get into an example for you, but just before we do that, let's take a look at what I've got on the table and how I've set it up. So the things I want you to know here are, first of all, that it's a simple display. Every single thing that I teach is all about how to make it simple, easy, and fast to implement. Your speed of implementation in Party Plan as you're learning new things, learning new strategies, is absolutely key when it comes to your success. What I don't want you to do is waste tons of time trying to get fancy brochures ready, or set up beautiful displays, or have all, expensive banners. If you've got those things already, great. They look nice. But if you don't, just keep it really, really basic. You just want to get out there fast and start meeting new people so that you can increase your bookings. I usually just take a small table. This is the table that I've used for absolutely years when I go out and do my expos and my fetes and my local markets. And sometimes I'll have an extra little table if there's room, but many times this is all I take. It's nice and light, it's easy, goes in the boot of my car, and we're ready to go. I've just got a nice clean cloth over the top of it, and you'll notice that I don't have a lot of products out on the table. Now, oh, by the way, I am representing my company today called Fantastic Fruit. So all the way through our demonstration, I'm going to be using this as my pretend product, so that I've got an opportunity to pick up some products and demonstrate to you how I would actually do this. So we're all at a Fantastic Fruit demonstration today. So I haven't got a lot of products out. I usually just put a small selection of my most popular products, and it's really important not to have too much product so that it becomes overwhelming, and you don't want to be spending an hour or two setting up. This should really be something that you can get in and get out within about 30 minutes maximum. You don't want to be dragging heaps and heaps of bags and boxes from the car to the display table. So not many products, but use your most popular products. And I have a couple of little signs here, but nothing over fancy or over expensive. Now, in a lot of markets and expos in particular, people will like to take big fancy pull-up banners, or they'll get marketing signs and have them on the front of their table. Look, those things are great, but for most of us, we're doing this to be able to make an income, and we simply can't afford to be going out there and spending the hundreds of dollars that it may take to organise that, let alone the time that it takes to get all of that designed and to get it delivered and so on. This is something that you can do today. You can find a local event in your community and get out there today. So yeah, sure, you might have a nice little sign up on the table, but that's about it. To be honest, all I really take is my recruitment brochure, my free product brochure, and I only have one of each of those out on display because I don't want it to be overcrowded, and a few other little things I've got in the background, but that's as far as I go for the signs and the brochures. As long as they can see something that tells them what company you're representing, it's fine. Nice and easy. What else have I got here? You'll know that I'm going to be training you on 3 magical strategies of how to get bookings when you have none. And some of those other strategies are going to be competition boxes in local businesses and hosting a mystery hostess party. But you might also have heard me talk about how, for the best effect, you combine all 3 to get the maximum results. So when I do a market or an expo, I have little things that tie into all three so that I can work it effectively to get maximum number of bookings in the minimum amount of time. So what I do have here is my competition entry forms and my competition box, but we're going to do a whole separate video on that. And I do also have some invitations to my mystery hostess party here. And I have a few business cards. Now, you might notice that all these other little things, I've actually got them hidden behind. This is not something that I want to have out on display. And you might notice I haven't put any catalogues or any brochures out either. So there's always a reason why we train you to do something. The reason why I suggest to keep these in the background and to not have lots of catalogues is because if you have all these brochures out there that look like they're there for people to take, the easy thing for your prospect to do, for the person walking by, is just to think that, you've just got a little bit of information and pick up a brochure and they'll say, oh, thank you, that looks great, and I'll give you a call. You don't ask for their contact details, you haven't offered the free product today, and they're gone. Now, seriously, they will not call you. It would be 1 in 1,000 that would ring you. If you are just handing out business cards and handing out brochures and handing out catalogues, it's no wonder you're not getting bookings when you're out there doing promotional events. We've got to connect with the real people. We've got to make a great first impression, and we've got to ask the question. We've got to close for the booking. So you've got to offer the free product and say, would you like to say yes to the free product? Yes. What else have we got here? So they're hidden in the background. I also have my monthly planner. So this is my bookings planner. This is where I'm going to be writing in the names and the times of my hostess bookings. Now, all these forms you can find in our resources column. So where you're watching this video right now, on the right-hand column, you'll see a resource column there with all of these forms and different diagrams that you can download. So this is my monthly planner. It's really close. It's ready to pick up and action fast, because when someone says yes to the free product, to booking in a party, you need to act very, very quickly. Behind that, I have put one of our party results forms in here. So this is the 3-column sheet that I use when I'm at the party. It's got the name of the guest, and then it's got the 3 columns for recruit, booking, and sale. Look, I just keep that at a market to keep track of how I'm going for the overall event results, and just for me to track what I'm up to with my results for the day. I have underneath my table, of course, you need to have party packs ready. So someone says yes to the booking, you need to have a hostess party pack. And ideally, if you can spend some time doing hostess coaching and going through the hostess tips form as soon as you get that booking, great. But a lot of times you won't have much time at an event like this. Everything happens really, really quickly, and you only have their attention for a few seconds at the beginning. And then even someone that books, it might only be 1 or 2 minutes. So do your first step of the hostess coaching if you can, but at least give them the party pack. Just flick through a few quick things inside and let them know that you'll give them a call in a few days to answer any questions. Also, I love to have the foolproof wish list. This just helps me to get people engaged, and again, selecting their favourite products, picking them up, touching them, feeling them, taste testing them, trying them on, whatever might work well for you and for your company. I think that's pretty much everything that I've got set up here and ready to go. So, of course, when you're doing a promotional event, really when you're doing anything in your business, you always need to switch on your enthusiasm, you need to smile, you need to switch on your charm, because first impressions count and you've only got a few seconds. So what I'm going to do now is just take you through an example of what I would do if someone was walking past my stall, and then I'm going to go back and break each section down and explain to you a little bit more about why I do it in this way. One last thing before I get into my example of exactly what I would do and what I would say is that you will notice that I'm standing behind the table. Now, different people have different opinions here about what's best to do. Personally, I have found that people feel more comfortable if I'm behind the table. Whereas if I'm in front of the table, I feel like they get the sense that I'm ready to pounce on them and it's a little bit too overwhelming. So I've found it best to be behind the table. I definitely stand up. I do not sit down at all. When I'm doing these events, you've got to be standing up, you've got to be ready for action, and you've got to look like you're a business person. Have you been to these markets and these expos? Have you noticed all the other stall holders? They're bored out of their brains, they're sitting down, they look like the most boring person in the world, and then they want to whinge and complain that they didn't get any results for the day. So I tell you what, jump up on your feet. In fact, when I used to do this kind of event for the gyms that we used to promote, we would get in so much trouble if we were caught sitting down because it is just not a good look and it's not effective. So up on your feet, no whinging, no complaining. You are in control of your results here. We've got the right mindset. We're choosing success in our mind. We're already seeing that we're going to walk away with I would say 4 or 5 bookings from any kind of event that you're doing like this. So we're ready to go. Let me take you through an example. So imagine someone's just walking by here on the front of the stall and they just kind of stop by and have a little bit of a look there. And I might say to them, hi, have you heard of our Fantastic Fruit company before? Now, most times they might say no. So if they say no, then I'm going to say something like, Fantastic Fruit, it's all organically grown and it's all produced from the local area. So which products do you love the most? Which ones look the most inviting for you? And they might say that they like the mandarins. And so I would encourage them to pick them up, touch them, feel them. If I've got a couple of different sorts, I'm getting them up there, I'm showing them, interactive. I might give them a choice, which one's better, what do you prefer, this one or that one? They choose the mandarin. I'll say, great, let me give you a little sample of that. So if I was doing some kind of food, I would be set up for taste testing because it's all about getting them hands-on, interacting, touching, feeling. So if you're doing maybe skincare or makeup products, you're going to have some testers available and you're going to get them testing products. If you're doing jewellery, you're going to get them picking up their favourite piece of jewellery and trying it on. If you're doing homewares, at least get them to pick something up, touch it, feel it, put it in their hands. The whole key here is getting them hands-on. It's the same concept as using the wish list at the party. So you want to get them just visualising owning the product and not worrying about the prices or anything else like that. So I've got my taste testing fruit there and I'm going to say, yeah, try a bit. Then they're going to try their mandarin. How does that taste? Can you taste the nice natural flavours in it? Can you taste the extra sweetness because it's locally grown and all organic? Now, as I'm doing that, I might wish to have a wish list. So a great way to get them a little bit more involved with this is to have a wish list there. And that's usually where I would say to them, after they've started to interact with me, I pretend like I almost have forgotten their name. So I might say, oh, by the way, I'm Melanie and your name is? And they might say, my name's Sally. Great, Sally. So that's the mandarin. Which other kind of products do you like here? And depending on how much time they're looking like they will be happy to give you, you might want to speed this up a bit. Quite often I'll just go with one product and that's all you need to talk about there. It's at this stage that I would then say, so, Sally, we're actually looking for people who would prefer to have the free product. And for those people that do book from the expo today, you actually do get to choose an extra piece of free fruit from our gift box in here. So if you did have a party, would you prefer to do a weekday or a weekend? And she might say, oh, it'd have to be a weekend because I work all week. Okay, well, the next spot I've got available, I've still got Sunday next weekend, or I've got the Saturday the weekend after. What would be easier for you? And she might say, well, next week's way too soon. I need more time than that. I could maybe do the Saturday after that. Okay, so on that Saturday, I've still got an afternoon or an evening. What would you prefer? And she says evening. And then I might finish it off with saying, so most people tend to go for either a 6:30 or a 7 o'clock start. What would be the best for you and for your friends coming along? And she says 7 p.m. Okay, great. So I've got you in there for Saturday, not next week, but the one after, and at 7 o'clock. What's your surname, Sally? Write her surname down. Great. Look, Sally, I've got a little party pack here for you. And as a thank you for booking here at the market, you do also get to choose an extra piece of free fruit. So what would you like to choose as your extra bonus for booking in from the expo here today? And then I get to go through that and I'd write that down on my notes. Jot down her contact details. Obviously, you need to know all of her contact details. If you do have time, a quick little bit of hostess coaching. Otherwise, give her her party pack and let her know that I will be in touch. I'll give you a call in the next few days for now to start handing out your invites and letting everyone know. Great to meet you. I'll pop beside that extra free piece of fruit and I will gift wrap that and bring it for you as your extra special bonus on the day of your party. So there you go. That is an ideal booking from a market or an expo. I know you've got tons of questions and I know it doesn't always go as easy and as smoothly as that, and we'll talk you through all of that as well. But first of all, let's go back and break that down step by step and let me give you a chance to understand the reasons why I've done particular things in those ways. So we've gone right back to the beginning. It's all about first impressions. So we're standing up, shoulders back, chin up, eyes out. We are looking ready for action. We're friendly, we're bubbly, we're bright. Eye contact is very, very important. And you also want to be scanning the room or scanning the market, and you want to keep your eyes open for who might be getting close, and is there tons of people there at the moment and it's just a matter of quickly talking to everyone, or are there waves of people coming and going? Maybe there's quiet times, and if there's, you know, a bunch of people coming in the distance and you can see they're coming your way, get ready. Psych yourself up, get a little bit excited, and be ready for the second that they come by your table, because you don't have very long at all. So, first of all, bright smile. Hi, have you heard of Fantastic Fruit Company? So I'm asking a question. I'm asking a question because I want to get them interacting. If we can have a conversation, then I'm much more likely to keep their attention and keep them here longer. Rather than me just saying, hi, I'm from Fantastic Fruit, it's organic and it's all locally grown, ask a question. Hi, have you heard of Fantastic Fruit Company before? Then they've got to answer you. They might say no, they might say yes. So if they say no, quick little example, just one or two key points about your company. Don't go on with the big blah, 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 because it's boring. They just want to see the products. If they have heard of your company before, you might just then say something like, oh, so you probably already know that we're organically grown and all produce from the local area. So we've got a few of our most popular products here today. Which ones would be your favourite? And if they're seeming a little bit hesitant here, start putting a few things in front of them and asking alternate choice questions. You know, do you tend to like oranges more or apples? And what am I doing here? I'm getting them hands on. And if we can get people picking up and touching and feeling and trying our products, then I tell you what, they're going to fall in love with them, they're going to like them, and your chances of getting a booking skyrocket. If you just keep it all at arm's length and it's all distant, then you're not going to get that level of engagement from the passers-by. So interactive. So my question there was, so which products do you love? What's your favourite out of everything that I've got here today? And if they're being a little bit standoffish and a bit hesitant, start prompting them. You know, do you like kiwi fruits or oranges better? Give them a choice. It's this one or that one. Do you like this one better or that one better? So I'm not saying, do you like any of them? No, because they can answer no to that question. What one do you like better? A kiwi fruit or an orange? And you're getting a decision and you're getting a yes. You're getting positive feedback there, and then you give them a taste test, or you let them try the product on, get them to pick it up, touch it, feel it, hold it, test the weight, whatever works well for the kind of product that you are promoting. So once we've got them touching and feeling it, you might have a wish list there and be marking down a few little things. But remember, this is all happening super fast, so not always do I go through a wish list for every single guest, but if I feel like I've got a bit of time and there's not too many people around, then I definitely like to get a wish list out as well. And then I would say to them, as they're picking up the product, that's where I'm saying something like, oh, by the way, my name's Melanie and your name is, and notice that I'm assumptively asking their name there. So, and your name is, and that just naturally gets them to give you an answer. And I've sort of thrown it in there as a nice casual little thing. So, oh, by the way, my name is Melanie and your name is, and we need to know their name. Why do we need to know their name? You know that I keep using name, 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 name all the way through my party, all the way through my phone calls, and nothing is different when you're out there doing promotional work. If you can connect with people by using their name, again, your chances of getting that booking skyrocket compared to not knowing their name at all. So once you know their name, you want to refer to them by their name 2 or 3 times through the conversation. Depending how long that conversation is, don't start becoming a silly robot where you just keep repeating their name over and over and over again, because then that sounds like a sales strategy and they don't like that. So by the way, my name's Melanie and your name is, you get their name, great. So which ones do you love the best? Awesome, let's give you a taste of that banana. Do you like the Cavendish banana or the Ladyfingers? Which one do you want to try? So notice I'm using a lot of alternate choice questions to keep them interacting and engaging with me. Then we're ready to go into our offer. What we're actually doing today, we would prefer to look for people who would like free products or free fruit. You're going to personalize that to your kind of product. Now, why am I doing that? Because a lot of people that are meeting you at an expo or at a market, they're expecting to be sold to. They're expecting to pick something up and go, how much for this green apple? How much is it? And if they're asking me that question, I would say, well, actually, today we're looking for people who would prefer free fruit. What we're doing is we actually do parties in homes, and if you do say yes to having your own party here today from the expo, then you get to choose an extra free piece of fruit as our thank you for booking here at the expo today. So if you did have a party, blah, 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 blah. So what have I done there? Okay. We're looking for people who would prefer the free fruit. So we've taken away the fear of being sold to. We're not here to take your money today. And I get a few sales at things like this, but it's not my focus. Sales are not my focus when I'm out there doing something like this. Why is that? It's because if I can get a booking, I'm suddenly giving myself the potential to get massive amount of sales that go on for months and for years down the line. But if I focus on just selling to the person that is at that event today, I get that sale, and then most times that's the end of the line. You have no more business from that. So I want to book. My focus is booking, because bookings are the wheels that turn the success of your business over and over and over again. If you've got bookings, then you're meeting people to get the recruits. And if you've got bookings, then you'll always end up with sales. So we're not here to sell, we're here to book. So I've taken away the fear about being sold to by saying what we're doing today is looking for people who would prefer free fruit. So anyone that books from the market or the expo here today gets to receive an extra free piece of fruit as a thank you for saying yes from the market. So what have I done here? I've thrown in something extra to create the urgency and to give them more reason to book from the market. Because just think about this for a minute. These people are strangers. So they're not at a party. They haven't yet experienced all the products. And they're not booking a party to help their friend who is the hostess today. So we've taken all of that away. So they don't have as much reason to book. So you want to give them an extra reason to book. And it must be something that they can only get if they book today. Don't be weak and then offer it to them later on down the track. It's today only. This is a today only offer here from the expo. So what we're doing today, and you're telling them this, what we're doing today is we're offering an extra free piece of fruit for the people that book from the expo here today as a thank you for booking from here. And then you're going to launch into your alternate choice, your if question. Now, this is the booking question. This is the one that you've got to ask Don't miss this, otherwise everything else, your whole day is wasted if you don't ask this. So you've got to ask the closing question. And the easiest way to do it is use an if question, because then you're getting them to imagine having a party without definitely saying yes yet. So then you're going to launch into bright face, nice and big smile, confidence and enthusiasm. So Sally, if you did have a party, would you prefer to do a weekday or a weekend? Now what I've done there is I've started off using the bookings funnel alternate choice. If you did have a party, so you've taken away the fear of a definite yes or no at this stage, if you did say yes to a party, would you go for a weekday or a weekend? So you're just getting them to imagine, if you maybe did this, what would you do? Now what I find here is very quickly you will find out whether this person is a party plan person or whether they will run a million miles. So this is what I would call the qualifying question. You're going to get lots of people here that just freak out and look at you all scared and then they'll run away. And you know what? That's fine. I don't care. Let them go. It doesn't matter, because they're not the right type of person for you to be spending your time with or wasting your time on. I've got a couple of little strategies that you might do for them, but don't worry about them. You will find, though, that some people will surprise you and say yes, and you'll get quite a lot of people. So these are usually the people that already enjoy Party Plan and they're open to having parties. They might do it quite often, or it might be someone that genuinely just really loves your product that they've got there today, and you are the one giving them an opportunity to get it. So it's alternate choice using an if strategy. If you did have a party, would you do a weekday or a weekend? Bookings funnel. Then I get narrower. So they choose a weekend and I say, okay, first two available dates, I'm looking at my diary because it's right here in front of me, the monthly planner. And I only want to book no more than 3 weeks ahead, but ideally I want to book about 10 to 14 days ahead. So my next available, I've still got Sunday next weekend, or I've got Saturday the following weekend after that. What would be better for you? So I've narrowed it down. Again, this is all in our resources column. And then I've narrowed it down. We've got a day, so we're going for Saturday, 2 weekends away. And then I can say I've still got an afternoon or an evening, so I've gone narrower again. And then she says evening, and I've said, so Sally, what's best for you, 6:30 or 7 o'clock as a start time? 7 o'clock, we've got you in there, Saturday, not next weekend, but the one after. So Sally, what's your surname? Get a party pack. So notice I've gone very quick there. It's all easy. It's all right here, ready to go, and I'm booking her into my first dates available. That's how you avoid your cancellations and your postponements. Grab your hostess party pack. If you're feeling like she's quite comfortable spending a couple more minutes with you and she's not in a rush, talk through this. If she's got to go, quickly write down the day and time of a party. Get her to choose which piece of fruit she wants to choose as her extra bonus for booking from the market. You write down her contact details, give her the party pack, and let her know you'll give her a call in the next few days. If she has time, talk her through the first section of the hostess tips form. So the 6 simple steps. So talk about how many guests is ideal, work on a guest list, things like, outside orders, what kind of refreshments to do, payment options, That's all in your hostess coaching training. And off you go. So let's take a moment to talk about objections. What do we do when it doesn't go perfectly well? So what might happen? Let me see. So we're going through, have you heard of Fantastic Fruit Company? Our products are which ones do you want to try? And we have touched a little bit on if someone's not really engaging and getting enthusiastic, then go that step further. So which ones do you love the most? If they're not responding to that, pick something up. If you were to have anything, would you prefer an orange or an apple? And then choose the one that they want, taste test that, get them hands on picking it up and trying it out. What we're doing today is giving you an extra free piece. We do parties in home, so for everyone that books from the market here today, you do get an extra free piece of fruit as a thank you for booking from the market. So if you did have a party, what would you prefer, a weekday or a weekend? Well, we've already talked about the people that might walk away. Okay, that's what we've got to do. So the people that are saying no to the booking, what do you do then? Now, this is where my competition box comes into it. It's also where my mystery hostess party comes into it. So if they're starting to walk away, next thing I would do is say, well, look, you can still go in our competition for some free fruit today. So what I'll get you to do is just pop your details in here. I would pass them the pen, pop your details in here, and we'll put you into the competition. While they are filling that in, we've now got their contact details. I'll come back to that in a moment. We're going to put that in there. While they are filling that in, I would grab an invitation to our mystery hostess party and a business card, or maybe 2 business cards. So as they're walking away, then I would pass them something. So I've tried to offer the free product. I've tried to book them in. I've got their contact details now. The last thing I do is pass them something to take with them. So what you might like to do is just simply come along to our mystery hostess party. This is where we're actually giving away the free products that a hostess would normally get. So you're just more than welcome. This is open to the public, and here's your invitation. Pass that to them, off they go. Now, why is this important? Why are the contact details important? This is the entry form. Well, if they are going to walk away, you at least want to try to have their name, their contact details. I love to get ideally a phone number, because I think a phone call works the best if you need to contact them after the event. And I would also get an email address too. So I tend to get everything here: name, address, mobile, email, and sometimes they'll fill it all in, sometimes they won't. But this gives you an opportunity to follow up after the event. So you might ring them up and maybe offer something extra, a little special, or again, just ring them up and say, you know, this is the date of our party, we're giving away extra prizes, would you like to come along with a guest? So there you go. This is all about doing a market, doing an expo. If you have questions about this, there's a comment section down the bottom. So if you've got questions, either put questions directly under this video, which is probably the best place for your questions about how to do this, or you can go over to our members lounge section, and that's just a general open question area there, or comments question. So if you've got any more questions, please let me know. This works. This is exactly what I did when I moved to a brand new area that was interstate, and I had to start from scratch. So about 18 months into my journey with my party plan company and with my party plan career, I wanted to move to a different area, to where I really wanted to live, and I could see that party plan was a way for me to be able to make that a reality. This was an income that I could create for myself, and I didn't have to be employed, and I didn't have to be where the right type of businesses were for me to have a job. So this was my opportunity to make party plan work so that I can live where I really want to live. So all I did was I went to a few markets and expos. I really only did that in my first 1 or 2 months, just whenever I had a spare Saturday or Sunday morning when I didn't have any bookings. So, you know, to start in a brand new area, I probably did that about 4 to 6 times. Occasionally I would do a little display in a local shopping centre, but they can be a little bit harder to get into and more expensive. And I'm going to share with you some other strategies about going into the local business as well. So, you know, all the business that I'm now doing, and I've been in this area now for over 2 years, all the business I'm doing now has come from this original work, this promotional work. And fortunately now, all of my bookings just keep coming from the parties, and it's on automatic pilot, and I no longer have to go out and do all of this all the time to be able to get the number of bookings that I need for the income. And that's a beautiful place to be in, and that's where we want you to be, because it feels amazing. You don't feel fearful anymore of not having the bookings and not having the income that you need. You're confident that it works, and that's what I want for you. So I look forward to talking to you in the next video. It's been great to share this in more detail today, because I've gone into a lot more detail here than what we've been able to do in our audio version of the Roadmap to Party Plan Success. So I hope you're enjoying it so far. And in the next video, I'm going to go through more about how to use your competition boxes to your advantage. So I'll talk to you then. Bye.